Let's get subversive. Let's talk about the revolution. We look at the world around us and it seems like we've reached a dead end. Those of us who bother to take a critical look at the world that we've built, and especially if we think in terms of the world that we're leaving our children and our grandchildren, it looks kind of bleak. I'm not happy about the world I'm leaving to my daughters and to the whole next generation. And it doesn't seem like some small details that need to be changed. The whole system is rotten. It just doesn't work anymore. When I was young, some vision of a future was still possible. It looked like I knew where I was going. And expected personal journey coincided with where the world was heading, or at least it seemed that way. If I went to the university, for example, I could get a good job, I could make a good living, and I could have a reasonably good life in a world that allowed people to have a good life. It may have been an illusion all along, but today, even this illusion doesn't exist. My daughter's generation still goes to the university, but this doesn't guarantee anything anymore, except for debt. It may be that what you're studying today will be completely obsolete even before you get your certificate. And having a certificate certainly doesn't guarantee anything. It doesn't guarantee a good job or any job whatsoever. But the uncertainty of the job market, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The system that creates jobs is so unstable that having a job doesn't mean what it meant in my youth. It doesn't mean stability, it doesn't mean security, it doesn't mean that you will have a job tomorrow. It may be that the job you have today will not exist anymore by tomorrow, or that you'll simply be discarded, not needed anymore. If you're not a great optimist, and it's getting difficult to be an optimist today, you may feel that the whole system that creates jobs is on the verge of collapse. The social system, the economical system, the political system that we have created seems to be running our lives in completely random ways, so that it's really difficult to create or believe in a vision of a future like the one I could believe in my youth. So you hear more and more talk about a revolution. And I don't mean a violent revolution, an uprising with arms. Violence is clearly not a solution to anything. No, it is something else. New ideas start to emerge that are based on a new worldview, a new paradigm. Or probably not so new, but certainly radically different. More and more people try to build alternatives and step out of the system, which is not an easy feat. But the attempts are getting more numerous and more daring. And it seems like the common denominator of all of these new projects is something that is based on small communities. They're not built on politics, but on personal relationships, personal responsibility, personal accountability. The revolution starts building community. And this is hardly a new idea. This is how we evolved for thousands of years, for hundreds of thousands of years. We evolved in tribes, where the living unit of reference was the group, not the individual. The value we give the individual today is a new idea, and it's probably wrong. We don't really exist as individuals, separate from the rest of the world. Okay, now, if you've reached my age, or you're even further down the chronological road, you may not have the disposition to restart everything, to build a completely new life. Does this mean that we're just left behind, that we have no role anymore? I don't think so. And I have my own revolution. It can be done and practiced anywhere, anytime, and at any age. I call it the self-care revolution. Every spiritual discipline I came across preaches it one way or another. You want to change the world? Start within. The possibility of change starts within yourself. And taking self-care seriously is revolutionary. It is something that we have learned and been taught not to do. It has been beaten out of us throughout our education. We learn to stop listening to our bodies, to our senses, to our inner voices. Our current system discourages self-care and makes it almost impossible, because when you take care of yourself, you need the system less. You become more self-reliant, self-sufficient, and you don't need to consume as much. Am I developing a conspiracy theory? Not really. I don't believe there are some evil people in secret rooms planning to turn us all into slaves. I do believe that we've created a system that is based on the wrong premises, the wrong fundamental values, the wrong Weltanschauung. It needs changing, and it has to be changed urgently. And changing a foundational belief system takes a revolution. So this is where I'm at in my own journey of revolution. I'm doing my best to take care of myself, and also to teach it to others and have more people join in. And curiously enough, thinking of self-care fits beautifully into the vision of community. Having a tribe doesn't mean that you sacrifice yourself for others. It's your duty to stay well and contribute. Taking care of yourself is not about being egoistic or self-centered or selfish. It's an essential step towards building your tribe. Especially as we age, taking care of ourselves means that we stay active members of the community. We keep contributing and don't become a burden. We don't accept deterioration as the norm. We don't just get old, we become the elders. And as a consequence of self-care, we need this dying system less and less. And we move further towards building our new community. We can still improve this world. Do something so that the world we're leaving our children and grandchildren will look less bleak and hopeless. So that when young people look at the future, they see something positive. We are still on time, and we have a role to play. Join the self-care revolution. Take care of yourself and surround yourself with fellow revolutionaries. The world needs us. The world needs you.